Hiya Steve, great to meet up with you and begin working on your game the other day. As promised, just a quick recap on what proved to be quite a productive and enjoyable session. Hope you got as much out of it as I did. I thought it was great, the progress you made was superb as well, and I can't wait to see how this progresses over the coming weeks. First of all, we talked about your weight location. What we're seeing here at setup is a weight location that isn't really firing forward. If anything, it's favouring the trail leg. Which as a result makes it quite tricky to get your left shoulder working down in the appropriate manner. You can see your left shoulder moves across. As the left shoulder moves across, we tend to get pushed off the golf ball. You can see your head in that box. And then more importantly, as the left shoulder continues to work across, we start to get pushed up and across during the backswing. So the path of the left shoulder is very important if we're going to keep the head still and maintain our inclination to the ground, and that's what we're looking for within stack and tilt. We're trying to make a centered swing with a constant inclination. If we take a little look at what Charlie Wee's doing here, he's got about 55% of his weight on his lead leg and he's working the left shoulder down for longer. So the left shoulder is working down and across at the same rate, producing a very stable axis and a constant inclination to the ground. So the first thing we needed to do was change the weight location, and what we did, we got you to stand straight up and just flex that lead leg just a little bit. So you're just going to move the weight across just a little bit into that lead leg and then put your club down behind the golf ball. Add a bit of knee flex and we're now in a position that's good to go. And it's going to make it much easier for you to learn what to do with this left shoulder. So from there, we want the left shoulder to move down and across at the same sort of rate, allowing us to maintain our head position within this box. Now as you do this, the head still drifts across a little bit and up a little bit. And then we talked about the hand path. So even though you're in a much better position now to work the left shoulder in the appropriate manner, we've got to look at what's preventing that happening. Well, the path of the hands when viewed from down the line is very important in regards to what the left shoulder does. And what I'm seeing here at the start of your session, which the left hand footage from face on was at the very early part of the session, is a player whose club works out and away from him on the way back, and the hand path elevates onto that elbow plane line very, very quickly. When this happens, the left shoulder is pushed up and the tilts in the shoulders are no longer at 90 degrees to our initial inclination to the ground. So that's the first thing we start to notice. The hand path that we create is far too much upward and outward. And no matter how much weight we put on the left side, we're still going to struggle to get this left shoulder to work down in the appropriate manner, allowing us to maintain our stability at P2 and then our inclination from say P3 to P4. So still a little bit of upward and offward during the backswing. So what we worked heavily on then was the idea of the club, or the hands tracing on making concentric circles with the club face. What we've got is the canes on the mat here, where we've got the target line, or the alignment line if you will, where we want to point during the golf swing, and then we've got this cane here, and the feeling is that the hands trace that cane on the way back. The hands trace the cane from P1 to P2. You can see when that happens, the hands stay on that hand plane line much longer, and then at P3 the left arm should be on that circle, on that cane. So you can see now the arms are angled inwards some 40 degrees at P3, resulting in a much more on-plane position at the top. When the hands trace a more inward path from P1 to P2 and 2.5, you can see now that the left shoulder has worked down much more, and the tilt of our shoulders is much more in keeping to our initial inclination to the ground. So much better tilts in the shoulders at P2, P2.5 than we were seeing at the start of this session, as that left shoulder was thrust upwards by what the hands were trying to do. So the key parts to take from this lesson are to put the weight forward in the appropriate manner, and then to work the left shoulder down. We have to get the hands to trace an inward path. That was on the bottom right, the initial move you're looking at there. Much better, allowing the club to attack the ball from the inside with very little manipulation, rather than attacking the ball away from the outside, creating some colourful shots. So a completely different look coming into impact as a result of weight being more forward and the hand path being more inward. Good luck going forward, and I'm looking forward to working with you at the Stack and Tilt School on the 26th. Well done and good luck.